Welcome back to another edition of Electric Avenue's YouTube updates. Thanks for joining me. We survived post Record Store Day 2024. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. It was a lot of fun, and it was about the same size as last year. Last year was one of our biggest days ever, and so was this. We couldn't do this without you guys and your support. It was really incredible. It's been incredibly humbling, overwhelming, and it's just a lot of fun. And there's so many great records that come out that day. And so you would think that I don't have much to show today. You would be wrong. There is a ton of stuff coming out today. So I'm going to kind of get this all ready to go. Let's see. I'm just going to hop right in because it's just going to take a while. First thing I want to mention is last time I showed the Pearl Jam, the new album Dark Matter, the RSD version, the Record Store Day version. There's also a black vinyl version. We also had a few of these. This is the Philly variant, the orange and black marble vinyl version. And yeah, this flew off the shelves, and we don't have really too many left of these. I've heard that there are a few trickling from one of my sales reps, which is very nice of him to do that. So, and those are sold out, people, and they're going to be skyrocketing in value online, so I wouldn't wait. The other thing that came in since the last time I showed the video, and I couldn't show it last week because it hadn't arrived yet, was Taylor Swift, the Tortured Poets Department. And this and the Pearl Jam were just neck and neck for biggest seller of the weekend. And the thing that Taylor had going for her is there are 4 different versions of this. So this is the bonus track, the manuscript. And this is the sort of technically the version that the indie stores were supposed to get. But our company was kind enough to send us the variants as well. So these are super limited in quantity. We won't have these for very long. This one is the Bolter. It's a kind of a nice picture of her. Everyone has different artwork and also different color vinyl and different bonus track. So the first one had the manuscript, the second one the Bolter. This one has the Albatross. Kind of a wafy shot on the photo there, like that. And the last one, the Black Dog, which some people were saying, well, that's the most suggestive of all of the pictures. But great artwork and very good album. I like it better than Midnight's, just personally. I think she goes a little deeper with the writing even. So even though I enjoyed Midnight's, I think this is it's quite a lot to digest, especially when then she released another 10 songs streaming or whatever, however many, 2 hours after that started streaming in the middle of the night. So one thing I will say is I certainly hope that they don't put like massive new releases like that on Record Store Day weekend again, but maybe it did drive more people to the shop. Maybe more people picked it up because they were already here. Although I think we ultimately sold less of this than we did last year during the Long Pond Sessions, which was an exclusive indie thing. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag, but it was interesting to try it out. And with 4 variants, some people were picking up multiple copies of it. So I don't know. I can't complain. Who can complain when the artist is on that level and they're that big? So, all right. But there are other things in the world. There's a ton of stuff coming out this week. I don't know who says, oh, there's nothing coming out the week before or after Record Store Day. Please, they know that there's still a lot of traffic in the stores and they're capitalizing on it. So first big new release of this week, I don't know if you can see this, St. Vincent. And this is her new album, All Born Screaming. And I have not heard a single song from this. I've been trying to kind of keep myself away from spoiling it, but it's on Total Pleasure Records, part of Virgin. I believe that's her label. This is the indie exclusive red vinyl. So, and there's no song tracks or no track listings on the outside. That is kind of frustrating because sometimes you want to like, have an idea of what's on it. I don't mind. What I don't like is when they start listing like times of songs and things like that on the outside. I think that's kind of like demeaning the artwork a little bit, but which is something they probably did more in the CD era. But at least put the song titles on there so people know which album has what on it. I mean, I know your fans are dedicated and all, but some of us aren't that smart and we don't. Well, we're gonna have to like look it up on our phones now. The second big new release, Iron and Wine, and it's been a while since he had an album out, and this is called Light Verse. It's a 10 song album, and includes the song All in Good Time featuring Fiona Apple. If you have not heard that song and you like Iron and Wine or Fiona Apple, I suggest you go check it out because it's a fantastic song. Probably like one of those songs that you'll hear at like weddings and stuff like that for a really long time. Very good. So, all right, moving right along. Charlie Crockett, $10 Cowboy, his new album. Keeping it sort of real with the official sort of Western theme. Let's see. I think I had a few people looking for $10 Cowboy this song. Solitary Road, Diamond in the Rough. If you like your country music real. One of my favorite artists, if you're sort of watching this channel, you will know that I'm a huge Pet Shop Boys fan. This is their first album since Hotspot, which came out 2 months before the pandemic. That's how I remember that one. And this one is their 15th studio record. Their first one came out about 40 years ago. West End Girls was released about 40 years ago. This is an exclusive gray vinyl edition. I did actually get to listen to this last night, and I do really, really like it. It's very different than the last 3 albums, which were all produced by Stuart Price, who did like a lot of work with Madonna, The Killers, and those records were pretty amped up generally and had a lot of kind of dance beats to them. And this one has that, but it's a little more muted, pastoral, autumnal in a way. Like I see that word sort of in reviews describing it as very autumnal. It's kind of the sound of older men who've done a lot of electronic music sort of looking back on their career. I think it has a lot for everybody as far as like if you're looking for the kind of electronic music. It's got a lot of strings in there too. It's got that, but it also has really well-written songs, all on sort of different topics, and sort of looking back on youth a lot. And so anyway, and it's kind of a dark record too, sort of compared to the last one. I think the last one had a couple of dark songs on it, but it was a little more, I don't know, maybe optimistic. Another great record that I'm looking really forward to this week by another super awesome electronic duo is Justice with their new record, Hyperdrama. It's been a while since they had something out, and the songs from this have been really kind of energized compared to what I think the direction that they had been going a little bit. They're French, and this features guest appearances from Tame Impala, Thundercat, Miguel, Ramon, Conan McCassin, and the Flints. And heard the Tame Impala track, and it was great. It sounded really a lot like Tame Impala, so if you're looking for that sort of thing. But it definitely has a little bit more of a kind of a electronic edge to it. I mean, all their albums are electronic, but it's a little heavier, darker. It's a little closer to their first record than so far, from what I heard, than than what they'd been doing recently. All right, another electronic artist, and this was supposed to come out, I think, a week or two ago. It got delayed, and then they were not sure exactly for how long, and here it is now. Fortet and their new album, his new album, 3, written and produced by Kieran Hebden. If you don't know Fortet's music, sort of cerebral electronic, a lot of samples, but kind of using sort of acoustic instrumentation to interesting artists. So go check that out. Very influential at this point, too. A new album from Owen, singer-songwriter-y kind of stuff, The Falls of Sue. This is on mineral gray vinyl, includes free album download. Owen's been around for a long time. I was going to say, let's see, Pet Shop Boys was gray vinyl. I'm not sure. Oh, Justice is double crystal clear vinyl, just in case I think I missed that. All right, Loewe. And she has been really lighting up the charts with her solo records, and her new album was called Bewitched. This is an expanded version of Bewitched. It's called Bewitched the Goddess Edition. And so it has different cover art, 4 bonus tracks, and a board game. Because if you're bewitched, you're going to be playing board games. Let's see, some of the bonus tracks: Board, Trouble, It Could Happen to You, and Goddess. Kind of a nice package, actually. It's a little thick, so it makes it kind of boxy, a little more interesting to store. But all right, some reissues this week. Def Leppard, Pyromania. This you get this album for a long time, but these are slightly different versions of this. This is the 40th anniversary of this album. I think it's more than 40. It feels like 41. Gatefold sleeve with exclusive design, original remastered album. A second album containing unreleased versions. So this actually features No You Can't Do That, unreleased outtake, Rock To You Drop, rough mix, Photograph, rough mix with an unfinished vocal, Stage Fright, rough mix. You get the picture. Last tracks are Action Not Words and Billy's Got a Gun, rough mix. So it's a lot of it is sort of like tracks from the album, but different versions of them. And then there's also the Abbey Road Half Speed Master of this. This was done by Miles Showell, who's been doing all the Abbey Road Half Speed Mastered stuff. Controversial, but people say they sound great. Another reissue this week, exciting one. Another anniversary, Billy Idol's Rebel Yell. This is another 40th anniversary edition, if you can believe that. 2 LP deluxe expanded featuring 8 bonus tracks, previously unreleased demos and session recordings, and has the original artwork here that they've sourced. Features the actual album, and then the second record features Best Way Out of Here, Love Don't Live Here Anymore, yes, that song, his version, Daytime Drama demo, Flesh for Fantasy demo, an early version of Catch My Fall, and a remix of Eyes Without a Face, a couple more tracks there. Way cool. Okay, and another anniversary, 30th anniversary, Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do with It? This is kind of the soundtrack to the movie that Angela Bassett was in, sort of her life story. But the cool thing about this is it sort of played a little bit as kind of a extrapolated greatest hits type thing. Had a lot of classic Tina stuff on it. Proud Mary, Fool in Love, Nutbush City Limits. But also had What's Love Got to Do with It? It has I Don't Want to Fight, which is, kind of a great... That was a really big hit for her when this came out. It was kind of a comeback after already having had a comeback at one point. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of missing things like Private Dancer and stuff like that. So if you want those songs or the best, you have to get like the greatest hits collection. So, but that's cool. Another reissue this week. Actually, there were a couple, but this is the one I have to show, which is Cat Stevens' Numbers. I think Is It So also came out. Um, this is Dark Horse Record, Yusuf Cat Stevens, special edition lenticular artwork, reproduced original artwork, including 16-page booklet. One of the reasons I decided to carry this is because every time I see this album, the original ones, they're all beat up. Why are they beat up? Because this artwork was so fragile and it got so like mangled. So this is kind of a nice, you can see the lenticular change there. Ooh. All right. More reissues. Widespread Panic. There's another series of Widespread Panic reissues coming, and this one is self-titled, I think. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I've seen this on vinyl before. Another one reissued, Stars. They just had a record store day thing out. I think it had some EPs. This is Heart, new original poem by Torquil Campbell Inside. I can never say his name. Foldable into origami heart. And it's basically an early Stars record. I think this was I remember hearing this record at one point, really liking it. It's early, I believe. So, let's see, Sophie Tucker, and I think this is also considered kind of one of their breakthrough records. Soft Animals. I don't know too much about them except I think they're a duo, man woman. This is like more of an EP kind of situation. It's got a few tracks, but love the cover art with the giraffe on it. And another reissue, They Might Be Giants. Here Come the ABCs. And this is on 180 gram clear vinyl, loved by parents, kid approved. And this is sort of the moment that They Might Be Giants was like, hey, let's do some kids albums. So Alphabet of Nations, E Eats Everything, Flying V, QU, Letter Not a Letter, Alphabet Lost and Found, Here in Higglytown, themed to Playhouse Disney's Higglytown Heroes. So fun stuff. This I think was supposed to be a record store day thing, and it came in late. The Best of the Wailers. It's like a early Bob Marley stuff. This is on red vinyl. Peter Tosh, Bob Marley, Bunny Livingston. Vinyl has been out of print and unavailable till now. This starts with Soul Shakedown Party, Stop the Train. They do Go Tell It on the Mountain. So, don't have a lot of those hanging around, but Third World, it's a reissue. I think Cleopatra did this. Coke bottle, green vinyl, only 300 made. Well, if you like your reggae and you like your Third World, you might want to get this fairly quickly. They do Put a Little Love in Your Heart, I Can't Fight This Feeling, My Love, the Beatles song, I Go Crazy by Paul Davis, Have You Ever Seen the Rain, Best of My Love, Now That We Found Love, Inner City Blues, Into the Night by Benny Mardones. Really? I didn't know they did that. All right. The Move. And this was kind of a late entry too. Message from the Country. Limited edition of 1,000 individually numbered copies on white vinyl. This is early kind of psychedelic versions of stuff featuring none other than Jeff Lynne of Electric Light Orchestra and Bev Bevan also of ELO, and then Roy Wood, who also was a sort of a British psychedelic sort of dude. Anyway, The Move, that might be of interest. That's on Music on Vinyl, so it's an import. It runs a little bit more than some things. Testament, got 2 Testament reissues, The New Order and Legacy. These are going to fly off shelves really quickly, and they've already been cut out, so we're not going to get any more of them, I don't think. Limited to 2,000. The New Order is on cyan with black splatter, and the legacy is on purple with yellow splatter. A couple other sort of punk classics. We have The Exploiteds, F the System, and Beat the Bastards. Two punk rock classics. Beat the Bastards is transparent red with black splatter, and F the System is clear with red and black splatter. Yeah. Backs. All right, let's get into some jazz here, because there is a fair amount of jazz this week too. I should have said this at the beginning of the video. Big jazz release this week from Tone Poet, Blue Note Tone Poets, Sonny Rollins, Night at the Village Vanguard, the complete sessions. So this is a 3-record set mastered from the original analog tapes, cut direct from never before used original 7.5 IPS master tapes. 3 LP set contains complete recorded performance, includes booklet with never before seen photos, essays, and a new interview from Sonny Rollins. This thing is heavy. You can see there's quite a bit of writing on it, and it has LP2 features A Night in Tunisia, Evening Take, I've Got You Under My Skin, Softly as in a Morning Sunrise, alternate take, and What Is This Thing Called Love. And then the third record has All the Things You Are, Woody and You, 4, I'll Remember April, Get Happy, and Get Happy short version, featuring Elvin Jones on drums, Wilbur Ware on bass, Donald Bailey on bass, and Pete LaRocca on drums on certain tracks. So but this is a major classic of Blue Note's catalog, so good to see that. Couldn't go without an original jazz classics this week too, if we're gonna do that. Here you got Red Garland Trio's Groovy, a record that's nearly impossible to find in the wild originals, and this is again remastered, original lacquers, cut by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio, pressed at RTI, recorded by Rudy Van Gelder, features Red Garland on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, and Arthur Taylor on drums. This is one of Red Garland's major records, if if you can call them that. Features Sea Jam Blues, Willow Weep for Me, Gone Again, What Can I Say Dear, Will You Still Be There, and Hey Now. Let's see, is there anything else? 1957, pretty influential record. And then Acoustic Sounds, Verve Acoustic Sounds series. They chose to press Jerry Mulligan's Night Lights, and I love the cover art there, very sort of cosmopolitan. Mastered from the original analog tapes by top mastering engineers, manufactured at QRP, tip-on gatefold sleeves. Jerry Mulligan doesn't get a lot of attention, and this is probably one of his more iconic records, featuring Jim Hall, Bill Crow, Dave Bailey, Art Farmer, and Bob Brookmeyer. He does Night Lights, Morning of the Carnival from Black Orpheus, Wee Small Hours, Prelude in E minor, Festive minor, and Tell Me When. Nice record. If you're into sort of more like super groovy stuff, Chico Hamilton, The Dealer. This is on Verve by Request, and this is introducing Larry Coryell. So early Larry Coryell stuff featured there too. And yeah, this is The Dealer for mods only. A Trip, Baby You Know, Larry of Arabia, Thoughts, and Jim Genie. This originally 1967. Groovy stuff. Another sort of jazz classic. You don't see this hardly ever. I don't know if I've ever seen a used one. Soul Sisters by Gloria Coleman. Gloria Coleman Quartet featuring Paula Roberts. And this is also on the Verve by Request. Gloria plays the organ. Pola's on drums. Grant Green is on guitar. And Leo Wright on alto sax. It says, two girls, unique in their understanding of today's jazz, listen to their funky and soulful swinging and meaningful message. That's what you get on the back. Features K Baby, Sadie Green, Hey Sunny Red, Melba's Minor, Funky Bob, and My Lady's Waltz. Recorded in 1963. Let's see. Well, there was a series of some jazz stuff that came out on Record Store Day, but they were not on the Record Store Day list. They featured artwork that was very similar to past releases by this artist, but they were from different places. I think they were all made in Japan. Bill Evans' Consecration 1, Consecration 2, and Consecration Immortal. 3 Bill Evans releases, each one upwards of $50. Single records. I think because they're Japanese pressings, that they were more expensive to bring over. The first one features the first one features You and the Night and the Music, Emily, The Two Lonely People, I Do It For Your Love, Someday My Prince Will Come, etc. The second one features Tiffany, My Foolish Heart, Days of Wine and Roses, Turn Out the Stars, Like Someone in Love, and My Romance, and more. And the last one features the theme from MASH, Polka Dots and Moonbeams, But Beautiful, My Foolish Heart again, Emily, and My Romance again, Who Can I Turn To? So a series of Bill Evans releases. Not officially Record Store Day. Ironically, I think the release date was listed as 4/20, so Record Store Day, release day. They obviously wanted those in stores on that day. The problem was they couldn't get them shipped in time, so it was kind of a hodgepodge, and we only ended up with very little of it. But there are more coming. Django Reinhardt's Golden Classics, and this features Minor Swing, Swing 39, Djangology, Georgia on My Mind, September Song, I'll See You in My Dreams. This one, I don't know when this was originally released. And this has a 2019 release date on it, so it might be something that was made overseas and then they just decided to bring some over here. But Django's a fascinating artist. And this came out a few weeks ago on CD, and now we're finally getting it on vinyl. Keyon Harrold and his album Foreverland. He's a trumpeter, composer, 2 LP at 45 RPM, featuring guests Common, Robert Glasper, PJ Morton, Laura Mavula, and more. So kind of more like new jazz. All right, and then I have CDs to show too. So because Record Store Day, you get a certain amount of vinyl. The vinyl sells out, and then you can't get it anymore. A lot of these things they do make on CD. So if for some reason you miss the record, you can pick up a CD. Dr. John, here was his Record Store Day release. Gree Gree Gumbo Ya Ya. This is like all his singles, A's and B sides from 1968 to 74. So there was that. Cannonball Adderley. This one is a 2 CD. Burnin' in Bordeaux, live in France, 1959. And then this one looks like 1 CD, which is Poppin' in Paris, live at l'Olympia, 1972. So 2 Cannonball Adderley CDs. They featured Joe Zawinul, Nat Adderley, Walter Booker, Roy McCurdy, and George Duke on those performances. Sister Rosetta Tharpe. This was also Record Store Day. Live in France, 1966, the concert in Limoges. There's the back there. I think that this is that's 1 CD. Sonny Rollins. This was a vinyl box set for about $100. You can get the CD for $35. This features 3 discs and features bassist Henry Grimes, drummers Pete LaRocca, Joe Harris, and Kenny Clark. 56-page booklet, deluxe limited edition 4 LP box set also available. So there is that if you want the vinyl. One that I sold out of on vinyl, and here's the CD, Yusuf Lateef. This is Atlantis Lullaby, the concert from Avignon. It's a 2 CD set featuring Inside Atlantis, A Flower, Yusuf's Mood, which is 17 minutes long, Evanescence, and the Untitled, which is 26 minutes long. So it's a deluxe 2 CD 1972 concert from Yusuf. More abstract sort of jazz, sort of also abstract Sun Ra, and At the Showcase live in Chicago 1976 to 77. Even has the little record store day reminder on the sticker that that's what this is from. 2 CD set, recorded November 1977 and February 1976. This is supposed to be fantastic, so if you're into that sort of thing. Bonnie Tyler, and this is, I don't know if you can see that. It's a concert. This should have come out 2 weeks ago. Bonnie Tyler in Berlin, a new live album, and it does feature Total Eclipse of the Heart, Faster Than the Speed of Night, It's a Heartache, Holding Out for a Hero. And this is on Ear Music. Another sort of, this is another Ear Music title, Alice Cooper, and this is Breadcrumbs, and produced by Bob Ezrin with Wayne Kramer, I can't read that, Mark Farmer, Johnny, my eyes are like giving out. Anyway, it's like an optical illusion here. But Breadcrumbs featuring Detroit City 2020, Go Mad Go, East Side Story on CD. Some like odds and ends there. The Tina Turner, the CD actually has, it's a 2 CD set, so the vinyl you just get the record. This has a double CD with a whole bunch of remixes and bonus stuff on it. I Don't Want to Fight single edit, Proud Mary radio edit. There's dubs, there's acapellas, there's all sorts of bonus stuff. Speaking of bonus stuff, the Pet Shop Boys, the new record, the deluxe CD has a bonus CD with 4 extra tracks on it, and there are new versions of past hit songs of theirs, Heart, Being Boring, Always on My Mind, and It's a Sin. The originals of those songs are incredibly indelible classics, so I doubt that they'll improve on them, but it still might be of interest to fans. Schoolboy Q with his new album Blue Lips. This I think is supposed to be out on vinyl. For some reason they either didn't get enough or we just haven't gotten that in stock yet. But this has been very well reviewed as a new sort of hip hop type record. Earl Slick, one of Bowie's guitarists, his album New Age Rage is out on CD and vinyl, I think, but this is the CD version. If you're a Bowie fan, you may want to check that out. Accept, a new album from Accept, Humanoid, and they keep going here. And they've been around for at least 40 years. Little Richard, this was another record store day thing. First time on CD, recorded in one night in January 1973, remastered with liner notes by Bill Dahl. Includes Richard's versions of Chain of Fools and Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. And I think we still have a couple copies of this on vinyl in case anybody interested in that. Public Enemy, another record store day thing. This was the Revolverlution Tour 2003. So Chuck D, Flavor Flav. Yeah. And I think we did sell out of the vinyl on this too. So not much left of that. And finally, Pigeons Playing Ping Pong. Yes, that's the name of the band. Pigeons Playing Ping Pong. And this is their new record, Day and Time. Don't think I have the vinyl on this yet. But anyway, it's kind of a minimal CD cover there. But if you are interested, I think that's sort of jam bandy, prog, something like that. I'm not really sure, but Anyway, someone who listens to pigeons playing ping pong can tell me in the comments. Thanks everybody for watching. Is a slightly shorter video than the last couple weeks because we're in the aftermath of Record Store Day. But I really want to thank everybody for their consistent support. It's just been such an overwhelmingly humble experience. I will keep using those words. You're just very kind to us, and it's tough in this world finding good people, and there are plenty of them out there that are still showing who they really are, and I love that. It's very moving, and it's going to be kind of a rough year, I think, from the stance of like we have wars going on in the Middle East, politics happening in the U.S. So cherish the good moments like this. Enjoy the music, take it home, and let it enrich your souls. And that's all I can say. Enjoy the experience. Thank you so much, and peace to all of you. Love you. Thank you for watching, and see you next week. I'll probably get back on the previewing train here soon, but I'm still in the mental fallout from what just transpired. So, all right, take care.